Very much, Carl, and thank you everyone for coming today. One of the things I love to do is be in a room full of coaches, and this is always really exciting for me and great opportunity for me. I'll start off by saying I spent a month earlier this summer in France, but mon français c'est terrible, so I'm going to ask that you bear with me in English as much as possible. If you have any questions as I'm going along, I always think it's better to let's get on them while we're on the topic. So if you can, and this is a small enough gym where we can do it, so if you guys got questions or it's like terminology or something like that that doesn't make sense to you or something like that, let's try to tackle it, whatever, build it out a little bit if we want to, as we're going, instead of, because once I start talking, I might not end for a little while. So feel free to put your hand up and we can try to discuss things as we're going. We've got some great young players here to help us out with some demonstrations on some things. Admittedly, I didn't understand too much of Carl's introduction. So just a little bit of background about me. I started off as an intern with the Toronto Raptors in 2005. I was very fortunate at the end of a full season to get hired on full-time in the video room. When Dwayne Casey took over, he promoted me to the head of the video room. And we had 6 really good years with Dwayne. And then when Nick took over, he promoted me to assistant coach. And it was during my time where Dwayne was the head coach, I got to work very closely with the assistants, and Nick was one of them. And I still remember the first time I met Nick, we were in Las Vegas. He's just joined the team. I've been with the team for 5 or 6 years, or maybe longer than that. And we're at a nice hotel in Vegas. I meet him in the lobby bar, and he wants to just learn a little bit about the Toronto Raptors and how we do things and everything like that. So we meet, we sit down, having a drink. I got my laptop, and I'm showing him our entire defense because he's going to be the head coach of our summer league team in 3 days. And so I go through the entire defense of how Dwayne likes to run his defense, and he was stopping me, and he was like, "Why do we do it that way?" And I was like, "Well, that's the way Dwayne likes to do it." Or, "That doesn't make sense to me." I was like, "Well, this is we've had success with this in the past," that type of thing. And from there, I really gained a lot of trust with him, I think. And when we got back to Toronto, or when we did get to Toronto that year, he spent a lot of time in my video room coming in to talk to me about basketball, about Canada. He loved to talk about the CFL and ask me what's going on. And I watched the CFL, but I wouldn't say I'm a super fan or anything like that. But I would try to explain to him the differences and everything like that. And as he progressed and eventually got promoted to head coach, I think it was a lot of that trust and a lot of that helpfulness and relationship that I'd kind of built in with him over the years, and trust in my basketball, but trust in my loyalty and other things that was part of why I got hired or promoted with him. And sure enough, when he became the head coach, he named a whole bunch of our end-of-game plays after CFL teams. So we had Tiger Cat, we had Stampede, we had Fargo, because Argo was just not quite right, and we had Bomber, which was Blue Bomber. We couldn't get anything with Al's, it didn't work, so. But that's how I, got into, an NBA coaching position. And after we won the championship, I was there for about, when we won, I was like, oh my gosh. Win, party, parade. Okay. Just want to chill. This has been the longest season of my life. The stress going through the whole thing is unbelievable accomplishment. I've been away from my family a lot. And it was about 3 days after the parade, and the GM called me and he's like, "Hey, I think we want you to coach the summer league team this year." So that's, mid-June. Summer league starts in early July. And I'm like, just wanted a little break, wanted a little family time. So then I flipped the switch and started my planning to be the head coach, my first head coaching opportunity in a NBA setting. And it was about 4 days after that, or maybe 5, Nick called me up and he said, "Hey, I'm going to take the job as the head coach of the Canadian national team. I want you to come and be an assistant coach, and we're going to go coach the World Cup in China this summer." I'm like, I can't say no to that either. Like, but it was just really like kind of that's how things progressed. I was really close with Nick. I got a lot of opportunities because of the relationship and the basketball that we built up, and I learned so much from him. And a lot of what you're going to see today is rooted in what he started with Canada Basketball in 2019 when he first took over. And we coached together in World Cup and Olympic qualifying and World Cup qualifying. And then when Jordy took over, he kept me on to be part of the staff with our World Cup success last year and then at the Olympics this year. So that's a little bit of a long version background about me and how I kind of got to be with Canada Basketball. It was kind of through my success, opportunities with the Raptors. And then when Nick took over, he wanted someone. He knew I was Canadian. He knew I was competent, good, maybe even. And so he brought me in, and I've been helping out with them since. And so now I do scouting and coaching on the Windows teams in the wintertime, scouting for the summertime senior team. And then I've helped out a lot with a couple of our staff members, Michael Meeks and Phil Yevtovich, and they run our junior academy in Ontario. And I've helped out a lot there. Some of you have been there. And occasionally we've had players from Quebec come in. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the junior academy as well as we go along here. I think kind of the idea for the next couple days is today I was going to try to focus more on smaller groups, one-on-one stuff, individual, small group play, and then build it out. And tomorrow we'll get to more of like 4-on-0, 5-on-5, 5-on-0, whatever it is that's kind of like more bigger. So we'll start kind of smaller and we'll grow that way. We're going to talk a lot this afternoon, the first session, about our defensive style of play. And I'm a big believer in that you always start with defense. You start your practice with defense. You start your film sessions with defense. You start your message to your team talking about how you're going to guard, your pregame message or your halftime message, whatever it is. So I think that's really important. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things that we have in place at Canada Basketball, some of the things that we like to talk about with our junior academy and with our younger players. And then I'm going to get to a little bit more style of play and into some transition offense stuff later on. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask our demonstrators to come out and bring 3 basketballs with you. And I want to get 3 lines, one on this block, one on this block, and one at the nail. So this is how I like to start clinics when I've got demonstrators. This is also how I like to start practice when I walk in and I see guys, girls, sorry, I'm going to say guys a lot. I apologize to you that coach women or you see your team members yawning before practice starts, maybe a little sluggish. Maybe you took a long bus ride to get back and now you just don't feel like the energy's in the gym. Guys are talking more than they're shooting or getting ready or whatever the case. Can I take the ball? Thank you. I'll take that one. So this one is one we call triangle passing. And this is a drill that goes from this high up to this high up. You can do it. We've started, we did this to start a lot of practices along the way. And so what I want you to do is I want you to throw a chest pass here. And you're going to follow your pass. And you're going to front cut. Every time is a front cut. Okay? Flip it to him. Flip it back one more time. Now you're going to go to the back of that line. But you go around, go around this way, just so you don't run into him. Now you're coming this way, front cut, 2, 3 passes, cut in front though. Always finish your cut in front and then go around to the back of the line. Pass this way, cut in front, follow your pass, cut in front, 3rd pass, back of the line, good, go around. Here we go, front cut, let's get it going with a little speed. Good, good, good. Back of that line, yeah. Once you make 2 passes, you're done. It's all right, here we go. Good. If you want to, you can step in and show your hands. Right? Step in and show your hands. Good, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good, 1, 2, 3, good. 1, 2, 3, good. 1, 2, 3, good. Simple enough, keep going, you're doing great. On my whistle, we're gonna change directions. On my whistle, we're gonna change directions. Good. Change direction. Sorry. This way? You see? Yep. Go. Now you're front cutting the other way. Now you're front cutting the other way. In front, good. In front, good. That's all right, get it back. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. So if you know the name of the person that's passing to you, call for the ball, okay? So keep going. Yeah, if you know his name, say hey, or step in and say ball. Show him that you want it, show her that you want it. Always cut in front, Good. Now we're moving, good. Are we feeling confident? We feel good? Cut in front. Good, hold it, okay. So when you make this pass, from here or from here, it's this one, in front, this one, and then I go to the back of the line. Make sense? Okay, let's go. Sorry, I'll take that ball. You start it for me, either direction. Yep, ball. 1, 2, 3, good. In front. Good. Keep going. On my whistle, we're going 3 bounce passes every time. On my whistle, we're going 3 bounce passes every time. On my whistle. Well, see, I know you're. Okay, here we go. 2, 3. Bounce pass. All three. Good. 1, 2, 3. Good. Thank you. That's actually really helpful. I know. That's really helpful. Just you. Good. Keep it going. Come on. Show your target. Show your hands. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. On my whistle, we're going back to chest pass. 1, 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, 3. Cut in front. Good. 1, 2, 3. Good. The next time we get back to the nail, we're adding a second ball. Ready? Yep. Go. So now you really got to step in and show your hands and show that you're ready. Good. Get in that line. You're ready. Over here. Yep, balance it out. Yep, good. That happens. Good. Yeah. Now we're talking, we're moving, we're thinking. Simplest drill in the world, but moving, talking, thinking is a good way to start practicing to kind of like get everyone engaged. Maybe even a little bit of a sweat. Good, thank you. Awesome job. Thank you. So let's get one offense and defense right there, one offense and defense right here, one offense and defense here, one offense and defense here. Okay, it's off? Okay. And if I didn't give you a spot, just come to middle center court. Like this? Okay, good. So, before we do our next drill, I'm going to talk for a couple minutes. So these are the spots I was just getting you set. So, I said I like to start with defense. I did that little warm-up one, but now we're going to move into like the heart of our defense and what we really refer to as our pillars, right? Our defensive pillars. And there's a bunch of them, but there's a few that are really like the most important. And the first one is transition defense. And there's a lot in transition defense that goes on, and I'm actually going to skip it because I'm going to do a whole segment on transition defense later in the weekend, either this afternoon or tomorrow morning. But it's the first and foremost. Transition is the easiest way to score on a PPP basis, right? So being able to stop the ball in transition and do all that good stuff, it's the first point of our defense, the first pillar, all right? The second pillar of our defense is ball pressure. And when I first started going to our junior academies, it hurt me. I'll play defense for a second. Can you hold this? It hurt me to see guys doing this. It really, like, to me, that's like just not at all what defense is about. And if you watch our senior national teams play, who's up full court, dogging the ball every single time? Lou Dort, right? Dylan Brooks, Nemhart. We believe so strongly in pressuring the ball. We believe in pressuring it in the backcourt. We believe in pressuring it in the half court. We believe in pressuring with our point guards. We believe in pressuring with our fives. You know, a lot of time when a non-shooter like me is out here at the top of the key, the defensive five is guarding him back in here. We don't believe in that. We don't coach that. We believe that if you've got the ball here, if you're a non-shooter, you're not going to shoot it. You're probably going to DHO it or pass it and follow it and do a handoff. So we want to be up here pressuring so that nothing is easy for you to execute in your offense, right? 1 through 5. 1 through 5, we're pressuring the ball. So that's the first pillar of our defense. And I think if you watched any of our games this summer or last summer or in the windows in the winter, you see pretty legitimate ball pressure throughout the course of the game. Like constant throughout the course of the game, not 1 possession on, 2 possessions off. It's a theme, it's a pillar, it's something we work on every day. And the number 2 pillar that I'm going to talk about is, we've called it gaps with length. We've called it eagle. We've called it hawk. When Nick does an opening presentation, or head coaches in the NBA do an opening presentation to their team every year at the start of training camp, and we had this theme called gaps with length, and he wanted to change the name of it to eagle. So he got the Toronto Zoo to bring in a live eagle into the theater where we were doing our presentation. It was like a 200-seat theater, and the guy's there with his arm, you know, in the glove. And he's talking about eagle, talking about how he wants to be in gaps and have our arms out and like be ready for deflections and stuff like that. And then he cues the guy from the zoo, and the bird just goes whoosh, and like spreads his arms out. Like, it was like so impactful. It was unbelievable. So when we talk about gaps with length, what we're talking about is, let's say you've got the ball and you're guarding him. Correction, you're pressuring him. Good. You, hold that for me. You are here, and you are showing in your gap length. Or really, it just got too hard to yell it out in the game. Gaps with length, gaps with length, gaps with length. Eagle, eagle, eagle. A lot easier. Hawk. A lot easier. So now we go with eagle or hawk. So you are here in your eagle, and you are guarding the ball. You don't have the ball, but you're guarding the ball, and you know your man's there, and you know you can recover to him, you know, pretty easily if a pass goes there. But you are here with an early presentation in a defensive stance and with your arms out, okay? So we're gonna set up just this real simple 2-on-2 gaps drill where I'll start with the ball. You start at the elbow, and we're gonna do the same thing down here. So I'll take the ball. So defense at the elbow, defense at the elbow. Good? Good, okay. So whoever I close out, whoever I throw the ball to, that defender is gonna go and pressure. And this defender is gonna go and be in his eagle. And he can say, eagle, eagle, eagle. It's awesome. Really underrated part of coaching defense is coaching the offensive players who are executing your drills. Because if you're not doing it good, and if you're not doing it good, if those 4 guys aren't doing it good, you're really not getting that much out of it. And a lot of times, even in NBA, I was coaching a defensive drill, I'm telling the offense to do it right and to do it well. And it's something that's just a constant in basketball. You always have to do it. So if you're on offense in a defensive drill, yeah, you're gonna pivot, you're gonna step, you're gonna jab, no dribbles for now. Just give us a little, you know, and then you're gonna swing it. Yep. Good. Close out. Eagle, eagle, eagle. Good. And you're pressuring. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this closeout, so I'm going to be you for a second, okay? Hold that for me. Okay, so we'll just go through it slow. Eagle, eagle, eagle. Swing. My closeout is a sprint to a no middle, no blow by stance. Those are our 2 goals, okay? So when the ball's on the wing, we're no middle, no blow by. No middle became very popular in the NBA a bunch of years ago, and it probably still is, right? But the players started going like this. That's no middle, that's no middle, that's no middle, that's no middle. Well, now you're not even playing defense. Yeah, go in and dunk it on him, right? Exactly. All right, so we're no middle and no blow by. So that means I'm shading him with my body, not with my feet. I'm no middle with my body. And I always think if I'm no middle, I want to be lined up square with his middle shoulder, right? And that way I can react to anything if he goes middle, and I'm influencing him to the direction that everyone else thinks I should be influencing him to. The four other guys on the floor. All right, so the feet are square. The feet are not no middle. The feet are square. It's the body that's more no middle and keeping the ball out of these middle drives that we want to prevent. All right, so I close out. I'm square to that shoulder, and I'm pressuring, and I'm pressuring, and I'm pressuring. Okay, let's hop back in the drill. Good. So let's start it again. Good. Pressure, pressure. Good. Swing it. Good. Good. No middle. Square. Good. Give it a couple jabs. Give it a couple jabs. Good. One more. Close out. Good. 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 One more thing. Really good. Really good pressure. Excellent. Okay. Now, when I go from here, let me do it on this. No, let me do it on this side. Ball here. When I go from here, thank you, and you swing it back, that's not going to help us too much. Our gaps with length is the second pillar of our defense, second, third pillar, transition. We have to sprint back to this gap, right? When the ball's here, this should be like a young Tim Raines, swing it, stealing second base and sprinting to his gap. And then when the ball gets reversed to you, it's reversed again, it's your job to sprint back to the gap like a young Marquise Grissom. Right? So what happens a lot is the natural reaction is this, but the sooner you close down gaps, the more likely you are to close down drives or prevent drives before they happen. So here's what we're going to do. Any questions down here about what the drill is? Make sense? C'est bon? Excellent. All right. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to throw the ball. Yep. Good. We're going to reverse it. Good. We're going to reverse it one more time. Good. And you're going to pressure until the whistle blows. And when the whistle blows, I'm throwing the ball here. Close out. Eagle, eagle, eagle. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Good. Swing it. Good. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Good. Swing it back one more time. As this is going on, you're going to flip offense to defense. Okay? So if you were on offense, now you're going to defense, now you're going to defense, while they're doing their drill. When I blow the whistle to stop them, that's your cue to start here, okay? So on the first one, I'll throw the ball. On the first one, I'll throw the ball. On the second one, the defense will throw the ball. He'll just flip it to you, and then he'll close out, and we'll start, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, let's see how it looks. From the top, okay? Here we go. Nice, nice. Good, one more. Good, here we go. Flip down there, flip down there. Good, pressure. Good, good, reverse it. Good, flip down here, right away. Nice, nice. Yes, good pressure. Good pressure, one more. Good, we ready down there? Good, here we go, from the flip. Here we go. Ready? Good. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Good. Good. One more. Good. So I talked a lot there, but in reality, it's a 3-minute drill, maybe a 4-minute drill in practice that covers off our two main pillars. And we do this at our junior academy, and we do this with an NBA championship team. It's just like, it's ingrained in what we are. I should talk a little bit more about what I mean by pressure. And this is something that your players have to learn a little bit, is like, how much pressure is too much pressure? You know, how am I going to avoid fouling when I'm pressuring this much? You know, these are the legitimate questions your players are going to have for you. So I think the pressure is with activity, but it's not with reaching and lunging. That's where you get into trouble. That's where they pick up, right? So if I'm watching, I'm like one hand low, one hand high, swatting at it, but I'm not trying to you know, as you give me a little jab or give me a little, yeah. Right. I'm just tracing. If I see that he's like off balance or I think I can get my hands on one, he stops moving a little bit, then I can take a chance at it, a calculated chance. But pressuring is not, you know, that's not pressuring, sorry. But those are 3 fouls in 3 seconds, right? So that's what I mean when I talk about pressuring. Okay, we're gonna move to the next drill now, which covers the same 2 things as well, but because they're pillars, they're really important. I wanna get everyone in the center circle right here. We call this our ball pressure drill. We never really came up with a better name for it than that. Okay, so I want, you can go on offense, you go on offense, you go on offense, and you get that ball and you be in the corner on offense. You're gonna start here, you're gonna start here, in the corner. Yep, you're perfect there. Good, wide, nice, beautiful. Hey, you guys are the defenders. Okay, so how this starts is we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. You 4 are in the drill. Step forward ahead of half court for me. Okay, here's what we got. First whistle, you're sprinting back and you're matching up. So you can talk now about who you're gonna take, right? But really, I'm just matching up in my gap and in my eagle. So the first whistle goes, you sprint back. I'm here if I'm guarding here. I'm here if I'm guarding here. And I'm in my eagle, okay? Second whistle, I'm gonna tag the person in the middle, on the other side of the lane line for me, and close out to a no middle, no blow by stance, okay? So now I'm no middle, no blow by, middle shoulder square, feet square, ready to react, to take away the middle, and not giving up the baseline, okay? I'm gonna pressure. Offensive players do the same thing you did last drill. Pump fakes, jabs, all that good stuff. And I'm gonna pressure, pressure, pressure. Third whistle goes, you're flipping to offense, and you're going to the back of the line at midcourt, okay? Does that make sense? Offense makes sense, defense makes sense? You okay? Okay, let's try it one time and see how it looks. You two guys will go next, and you 2 guys will go next on defense, okay? So after you flip the ball to the person guarding you, you're going to the midcourt circle and we're going, all right? First whistle, ready? Eagle, eagle, eagle. Good, touch hands. Start back in your gaps, good. Touch, so you're gonna, yeah, exactly. Touch and then close out. Touch, and then close out, okay? So start in your eagles, good. Touch, close out, pressure, pressure, no middle, good, good. Defense to offense, offense back here. Defense to offense, offense back here. Ready, next 4 up. Wait. First whistle is when you get to go back. And this is your transition defense right here, right? So this isn't I got this guy. I'm coming back here. I'm gonna put my arms out. This is a sprint back, get set so that we can get onto it, okay? 4 ready? Ready? Eagle, eagle, eagle. Ready? Touch, touch, touch. Good. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Good. Top 2 offensive players right here. Flip over to defense, or flip over to offense if you're on defense. Too good? Yeah. You're good? You're good? Ready? Go. Touch. There we go. Good. We got it. We got it. Pressure. Good. Let's go again. Let's go again. One more time. One more time. 4 up. 4 ready. Go. Eagle, eagle, eagle. Touch. Good. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Good. Defense to offense. Everyone else back here in the center circle. So, pretty boring drill, right? Pretty simple. A lot of good stuff in it though. We used to start this on the baseline. A lot of coaches do this, where they bring the 4, you got a whole line of players here, and they bring the 4 up here. But I like starting them at half court because then you get like a little transition sprint. That, this one, I'm gonna not look graceful doing this, but the run back to the, like that's something you gotta learn how to do well. Find the ball, locate the ball, right, when you're in transition defense. So now we're gonna do the exact same thing, except when I come back here, on the second whistle it'll be, I'm gonna close out to pressure, and after a quick pressure, you're gonna take one dribble that way. And I'm gonna slide with you, and I'm gonna what we call chest the ball. Okay, so go back here and show me. So I'm gonna close out, swing, and then on that dribble, I'm gonna chest the ball and show my hands, right? Because anytime you get your hands down and in the mix, the good offensive players are doing this, and it just looks more like a foul to the referees. I'm gonna complain about referees as we go on throughout the week, but there's a lot of stuff they're anticipating and thinking is happening, but it's not really happening. So that'll be the end of the drill. After I slide and chest, one dribble, you pick it up, and that's the end of the drill. And now defense goes to offense, everyone goes back there. For the players in the corner, let's just start up a little bit near the break. Can you slide that way just a little bit? So you're driving baseline, one dribble. Yeah, exactly. But turn them first, one dribble. Okay, who's my first four over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay.
Do we touch hands? Yeah.
Yes, still touch hands at the start. And the other thing we're gonna do to start here is, I'm gonna get you two guys to back up just a half step. I want you guys to run in a jog in a little bit of a circle before we start. This is how we're starting it, okay? Join me, someone follow me, okay? First whistle, you're going to get matched up. First whistle, you're going to get matched up. So that's what, good, pressure, one dribble slide, chest it. Okay, so I can't watch all of them, but I saw when he made his move, your reaction was like that, which is kind of sly, not bad, right? You can get away with those sometimes, but let's really work on right now exploding and showing our hands and using our chest. Make sense? Okay, flip so that the defense is now on offense. Everyone back here. Let's get 4 players in a circle. One, two, three. We need one more. Ready? Go. Find a spot. Good. Eagle. Good. Touch. Close out. Good. One dribble. Good. There's a lot going on. You guys are talking about who's maybe taking where. This little touch forces you into a little bit of a longer closeout. The reason we do it is because some guys come back here, and in the NBA, that's one step closeout, which isn't really what we want. Those are easy. And you can guard those. We want the long closeout where they have to get there. And I know a lot of people coach choppy feet. We were never a big fan of choppy feet, because as you advance, the shooters are so good. Choppy feet is this is what every Big Ten college teaches how to close out in the NCAA. Stutter step, yeah, exactly, yeah. So to me, for us, that was a 3 ball. Like, that's a 3. The guys are too good. They make those, right? So we're more about, and I'm going to talk about shot contest in a little bit. We're more about get there. Get there and sit down. Get there and sit down and square up his middle shoulder and square up your feet and get ready to slide in chest. Okay? All right.
Since you're right there right now,
yeah.
what's there's another coach that wants the flyby?
I'm going to get to the flyby. Beautiful. Yes. Good reminder. So we did this drill, and this is like when you're coaching your team throughout the year. I'm really glad you brought it up too, because it's kind of like leading me nicely into where I want to go. You start at the start of the year with your base drill. And we do that in junior academy too. We start with the basic of the drill, the easy part. They start here. They can talk ahead of time about who they're going to match up to. I'm going to that guy. I'm going to that guy. Nice and easy. We learn the drill. We get through it. Now, how do you improve your drill throughout the year? Change it a little bit to make it a little bit harder or a little bit different so they still have to think and they don't get all mindless in practice, right? So now, the circling, you don't have to do it yet. The circling, now all of a sudden they have to like think about where am I running. It's not predetermined. And maybe I even have to talk to my teammate about it. I got the corner, I got the corner. Now you take it, you stay high as you get back, right? And then, the end of this, we do the basic one, close out to pressure. Close out to a one dribble, chest it. Boom. We're gonna get to a flyby, we're gonna get to pump fakes. We did this drill like 15 different ways because it's a great drill for defense and our principles, our pillars, but you can't just roll it out the same way for 9 months when you practice pretty regularly, you know, so. Okay, so let's get our 4 up here. We're gonna do the same thing, one dribble baseline. Demonstrators, okay? Offense players, one dribble baseline, okay? We've got our 4. Katsa? Circle? Ready? Good. Eagle, don't forget to slap hands on the whistle. Good, close out, one dribble. Good. Flip to offense, 4 in the middle, okay. Now we're gonna do, on the closeout, now we're doing shot fake discipline, okay? So now I'm closing out to you, you're shot faking, I'm staying down, you're taking one dribble, I'm chesting it, you're shot faking, and I'm staying down, okay? So 2 shot fakes, 0 jumps. Make sense? Even if you're in the smallest guy in the gym, don't jump at the pump fake on the perimeter, okay? Offensive players good? Pump fake, one dribble, pump fake. Good? Here we go. How can we change this? I want 4 in a line. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a line facing that way. The other 2 guys back here that aren't in it. Ready, go! Good, figure it out. Eagle, good. Touch, pump fake, good. Flip it, one more time, same thing. 4 in a line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, go. Figure it out. Eagle. Touch, shot fake. Good, stay down, good chest, good. Beautiful. Really good, right? He went from chest to high hands. In case the shot does go up, he can still do that, right? And still get a contest in case of a shot. Okay, now offensive players. 4 in a line down here. We'll keep it the same to start. Offensive players. You're gonna go shot fake. Now we're going flyby. I'm gonna talk about shot contest in about 5 minutes, but for now, let's say right to right on the way by. You're gonna take one dribble into mid-range, come back left to left. Does that make sense? I'll show you, okay? Shot fake, one dribble, shot fake. Here we go, ready? Okay, so the first one's with your right hand, and the second one's coming back with your left hand. And like we would, in our personnel, we would say, all right, I don't know, who's it? Corver. No brainer, right? Like we don't have to tell them that, but Corver is an absolute runoff. Anytime he catches the ball there, it's a flyby. Nick started calling it flush. I don't know why he said flush, but he's like, flush him off the line. So we started saying flush him off the line. So it's this one, and I always think when you're flying by, you need to be thinking about your landing before you land, because that's what's gonna get you back in the play. And keeping playing is one of our other pillars that we're gonna get to in a little bit. So I always think on your flyby, you wanna land facing mid-court, because now I can use this left leg to push off this way, just like Tim Raines stealing base, right? So it's flyby, land, and push off and get back there. And then in a real game, it would be a good box out there too, right? Okay, so, yeah. No, it's not annoying.
So, what is your philosophy on that?
Ours, it was personnel driven.
Okay, scouting report.
Scouting report, yeah. And we have an advantage there in terms of like, we have so much at our disposal in terms of scouting. and in terms of like the players all know each other, or maybe at the start of the year they don't, but we, like we've got a lot of video, we've got a lot of tools that we can use, so it may be harder for you guys to do it that way, but that was how we did it. There was a time when if a guy was 33% or above, we were flushing him off. We were getting him off the line. But it just became, there was just too many drives. It was too many guys we were doing it for.
So at a young age,
yeah.
let's say 17 and under,
Yeah.
you shouldn't teach that.
I would say if you know that a guy is a knockdown shooter, I would definitely teach it. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Or you're in the third quarter and what's your name? Ismail? Ismail's made 5 threes already. The game has changed. Maybe at the start of the game he wasn't a shooter, but he is now. All right? So we're not letting Ismail get any more threes as the game goes on. So yeah, I don't, maybe not 10-year-olds, I don't know that there's that many knockdown 10-year-olds. There's probably a couple, but like depending on what level you're coaching, I would definitely coach it to kids, but I wouldn't overdo it for everybody in the gym, right? Okay. So offensive players, shot fake, one dribble, shot fake. Make sense? Just straight ahead. Straight ahead on the dribble. Yeah, straight. Good? Straight. Okay. 4 in a line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I need a line. We need 1 in front. Yeah. En ligne. C'est bon? Ready? Good. Show your eagle. Show your eagle. Ready to touch hands. Ready to touch hands. Same group on offense, same group on defense. Okay, so back out here. So you're here, touch, fly by, get back in it, okay? But you can jump higher than I can. C'est bon? Same 4. Eagle. Touch, good. Fly by, good. Not bad. So I was watching you this time, and you did the kind of the opposite, where you went this way, and you landed. I did say face half court, didn't I? I made a mistake. Go back to, I'll be you for a second, okay? You did what I asked you to. Here we go. So now it's fly by, I guess it's land towards your shooter. I said the wrong terminology, right? Land towards your shooter when you land so that you're ready to get back in it. Okay, let's do one more time with the flybys. We good? Show your eagles. Good. Ready to touch. Good. Yes. Good ones. Not bad. The ones I saw were good. Does that make sense? Okay, we're gonna do one last one. I know it's an old drill, but there's so much that you can get out of it. Like it's feeling old right now. All right, 4 new on offense. 4 here in a line. I'll take your basketball. Thank you. I'll take your basketball. Thank you. Okay, so now we're starting the same way, but doesn't have a ball, does have a ball. So now if you're here, when I blow the whistle, you're gonna touch and you're gonna close out to your eagle gap because I'm great at guarding the ball when my man doesn't have it. I'm guarding there, right? So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be in my gap, you're gonna take one dribble towards me, I'm here, and then you're gonna pass it, and now in that time, I'm closing out, no middle, no blow by, pressuring. You're gonna pop back out. Now, the person that was guarding you is here in your gap in case you drive, swing it, one more time, close out, no middle, no blow by. Make sense? Can we do it? All right, let's try it. We got 4? Okay. First whistle is go, second whistle is touch, and we're going to either our gap. You're still pressuring the ball if you're up here, right? If you're up here, you're still going to your pressure, and then you're into your gap. We got it? Ready, go! That wasn't a whistle. Good. So, the player you're guarding doesn't have a ball. Yeah, there we go. Good. Put the ball back up there. Low men in their eagles. You're up pressuring. Let's start from the pressure. Ready, go. Good. One dribble, gap, swing it. Pressure, pressure. Good, swing it back. Back to your gap. Good. So, you guys stay where you are, right where you are, the two of you. Okay, so we see a little difference here, right? They're guarding the same spot on the floor, but they're doing it kind of different ways. I want to show the ball my numbers. Okay, I got numbers here on the front of my jersey. So what you're doing here, you're kind of like here and you're showing it numbers. And you can get back to him. But he's not going to drive the ball if you're standing here showing your numbers. And if he does, he's driving into a whole lot of trouble. You were kind of angling your feet a little bit out, kind of like maybe I'm going to go for this steal if the ball gets swung, right? We kind of want to be here to stop the drive first. And then when the pass happens, close out, contain. There'll be time to go for steals, right? But we want to make sure that the paint is taken care of and cut off first. Any questions on that? Yeah?
I saw him ripping through while he was playing.
The offensive player? Sorry, say that again. Ripping through.
The offensive player was ripping through. Defensively was applying pressure. How can he prevent getting a foul call?
Yeah, on the rip through. And that's where the hands are important, where it's not, if you're, ball here, if you're lunging, that's where the rips tend to happen. And I also think that like, when your hands are in the middle here, that one doesn't look like a foul to the refs, okay? This one looks like a foul. Even if I get the ball, it kind of looks, sorry, I don't mean to hit your hand too hard. It kind of looks like a foul to the refs, right? And so I think that's where a little is when you like swipe from the outside. Whereas if I'm just like tactically kind of doing those ones, and then if he brings the ball way out wide, I can take a swing, you know, where it's like clear that I'm not coming across his arms, right? I think that's what's so easy for the referees to see, is like when you come across the arms, that's just like an easy one for them to find. These ones are tough for them to find. I might foul a guy doing this, but it's harder to see, right? So, does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Anyone else got anything? All right. What about the distance between the offensive player and the defender? Yeah, there's no formula, right? I think it's a little bit, early in the game, I like to err on the side of pressure. Okay? Yeah. Being up there, you know, they say like an arm length sometimes, you know, is good. But if I got long arms like me, maybe I'm not pressuring enough, right? I think as the game goes on, you figure it out a little bit too. Your players can a little bit, and you can help them being like, hey, we need to be tighter on so-and-so. But I always like to say, you know, if you err on the side of too close, it's easier to pull them back a little bit. But because if you start the game too soft, it's hard to like ramp it up all of a sudden. That's, you know, does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Ball pressure drill? Good. All right. The next pillar, that's 2 pillars. I've been talking for 45 minutes, I think, on 2 pillars, but I think those 2 are like so important. The Eagles, Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry, it was like getting out of bed in the morning. They got so good at it. It was just like, it was such a natural reaction for them. And those guys both had great hands, and the fact that their hands were always out, there's a reason Freddie led their league in steals the one year. I mean, he's, you know, I just think that those 2, I mean, and the ball pressure, whether it's FIBA or whether it's NCAA or whether, like, making players uncomfortable. I always tell people, whether it's any one of you guys or Giannis or KD, the more space they have, the better player they are, right? It doesn't matter who it is. And so the more space you can take away without fouling, without reaching and lunging and slapping the arms and all that stuff, the more space you can take away, the worse player you make them. and you make their drives a little bit less comfortable. They don't have that quick rip on the first step sometimes. The year we won, in 2019, second round we faced Ben Simmons. Conference finals we faced Giannis. And in the NBA finals we faced Draymond Green. 3 great players that a lot of teams, I'll be Ishmael for a second, a lot of teams guard those players like this, right? And just let them go. And if you let Giannis go from there, he's launching from here. You know, where we thought if we could get up and pressure them, Giannis and Simmons, to take away how easily the speed with which they're able to get to the paint, we could get great help from our gaps, and we can make them just a little bit slower getting there. And all of a sudden our rotations can help at the rim faster. And then for Draymond, it was all about the passing, right? We wanted to be up pressuring him. A lot of teams don't guard him because he's a non-shooter. But I got news for you. The guy he's passing to is a really good shooter. He's got 2 of them, 1 of them now. So, you know, we believe strongly in it. With the Raptors, I did it. With Canada Basketball, I really, you know, we've continued that focus on it. And we just feel very strongly that it's like the ball pressure is just so important. I got 2 more pillars to go. One of them is the shot contest. There's a famous, well-known NBA assistant coach by the name of Ron Adams. And one of his tenets is that a lot of the success of your defense comes down to the quality of your shot contest. And we got to do a little bit of shot contesting here. We got to do flybys, which is part of shot contesting. But I want to just talk a little bit about, I'll take the ball. Thank you.
Hey, Coach.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something quickly?
Yeah.
So there's a rumor that against the Warriors, the Raptors used the force left.
A force left?
Force, everything was left.
No.
No?
Not true. Not true. We would not have forced Curry left. We would not have forced Clay left.
Coach Nurse was using it.
Coach Nurse, more than any coach I've ever worked with, Coach Nurse was huge on what we call directional defense. And what that means is that, you know, we kind of go with a no middle, no blow by here, but once you get into an NBA series and you're playing the same guys every night and you know what their strengths are, or you know, you play a team 4 times in the NBA because in an NBA season because they're in your division, and you played them 4 times last year, 4 times. You know what their strengths are. Now you can start to ease off the no middle a little bit, and be like, okay, I know you like to drive left, right? So, and then when we're up at the top in a pick and roll, for Curry it's a strong, for Thompson this is strong, for Wiggins it would be a weak, and then that's where your 5s have to be really smart. And we had one of the smartest in Marc Gasol, and one of the dumbest in Serge Ibaka. But we were able to develop a directional defense, and I may get the chance to talk about pick and roll defense as we go here, but I wouldn't say we sent everything left, ever. I think it was always personnel driven, unless they had a whole bunch of right-handed drivers on their team, which someone did, but not in the Golden State series, no. So shot contest. So the first thing we always talked about, just like I said earlier, is that you got to get there. You got to get there. And getting there means different things. And as a player, you know if you're early, you know if you're on time, and you know if you're late. And that changes what you can do if you know. And most importantly, if you're late, you still go and contest the shot. No matter how late you are, you still go and contest the shot. And another thing that drives me crazy is ball gets swung to a player, I'm not going to get there. That drives me absolutely nuts. Whereas I can still, maybe he bobbles the pass, maybe not, but he's still got to feel a little bit under duress. And in the Golden State series, we were contesting Curry and Thompson and all their great shooters. And you know what? When the ball got swung to Alfonso McKinney, boom, we were on him. And he shot a 3 off the side of the backboard because of the pressure on our shot contest. He wasn't expecting that. All the other teams have let him shoot because he's not Curry or Thompson, right? So shot contest is vitally important, can never be missed, and we did a drill that year in the playoffs. Take the ball. Let's go, shoot, the gym's kind of tight. Let's get everyone else here, down here in the RA, and in one line, kind of like along the baseline. You comfortable taking some shots? All right, let's go. Okay, so you're gonna go first for me. Everyone else out of bounds. Everyone else out of bounds. Okay, you're gonna start right under the mesh in your eagle. I'm gonna be over there, and I'm gonna pass him the ball. Time of pass. You know what? You can start anywhere within the white line. Okay. Time of pass. You're sprinting out, and you're putting everything in your brain, body, soul, heart into contesting the shot. And you're gonna shoot it. Try to make it. Okay. You're gonna go next. You're gonna come in. You're gonna show your eagle. When you're ready, eagle inside the white line. I'm gonna pass it. You're putting everything you got in this. We started doing this drill in February of 2019, and we called it playoff shooting. And the reason we put it in is because we wanted our players to get accustomed to the level of shot contesting that happens in the playoffs before the playoffs got here, right? Regular season, we wanted, you know, it doesn't always happen in the regular season, but in the playoffs, you know, you're going to face a higher level of shot contest. You're going to be going against bigger players. The Philadelphia series, everyone was huge. So they get there because they're just longer and more athletic. And our hope was guys would be able to make more contested threes. What we didn't think would happen and ended up happening is we started contesting the heck out of every 3 that the other team took. So this is an offensive drill that turned into huge dividends on the defensive side of the ball. Are you ready? Are you ready? You want to warm up? You good? Roll out of bed, make it 3. You're not inside the white line. You're still not there. Eagle, eagle, go. Good. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You go to the back of the line. Ready? Good. Good. The 2 guys that contested, do you have enough room over there to land? It's okay? All right, we'll do a couple more then. All right, here we go. Eagle, inside the white line. Inside the white line. Ready? Go. Good. Boom. Good one. Okay, last one. Ishmael. Eagle, eagle. Good. Beautiful. Good. So we would do this competitively, right? Yeah? If we don't have enough rims, and you've got junior academy, we've got 45 kids in the gym, and we're trying to do this drill and get everybody and do it competitively. So I think we did it one side, the other side, one side, the other side. We've done it from the slot as well. Guys got to start 1 foot in the paint, and the shot comes from here. Yeah. So what we usually do is, let's say you get 4 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next guy in line everyone gets 4 shots. At the end, whoever's made the most of the 4 shots, or you do it at that basket, that's the leader. We do a finals, and we bring it in to have like a competitive tournament, hand out the belt, give the prize. Our assistant coach used to give away Mountain Dews, Reese's Pieces, scratch lottery tickets, you know, whatever, you know, like we would just have stuff like that at the end of practice that, you know, that would go to a winner of a drill. So let's go new shooter. You want to shoot some threes? Who wants to shoot some threes? You want to go? Okay, good. And 4 new contesters. Go again. Go again. Good closeout. Good. Same way. No, you already went. You already went. New contester. New contester. Oh, yeah. Good shot. Good. One more. Show your hands. Good. Ready? Go. Good. Beautiful. Good. Okay. So this started as playoff shooting. It has been since renamed World Cup shooting and Olympic shooting. And it's just an offensive drill that really improved our shot contesting. And it's an opportunity to do it competitive. It's an opportunity to do it 4 or 5 guys at a hoop and really fly at it. Yeah? So on this one, it's set up so that you're late. And I think that's what you want to build in the player mentality, is that when I'm late, I'm still putting everything I can into this contest. I maybe didn't explain it that way, but I'm not going to. Chris Boucher blocks some of these. Okay, Chris Boucher blocks some of these, but most guys are not going to block when it's set up from here to there on a zip pass, you know. But I still want them putting everything they can into it and avoiding the foul. My next thing about referees. They don't know how, the referees at FIBA this year, at the Olympics, and in the lead up to the Olympics, did not know how to call fouls on 3-point shots. They just, and for us it was the difference between playing France and playing Japan in the quarterfinals. So I'm really upset about it. But it's so important that when you go by this shooter, can you just stand here for me just so that we can illustrate a little bit, that there's not even the hint of contact. Like I'm closing out and I know I'm late, I'm going to contest, I'm thinking of going right through his chest all the way until I get to the point of, you know, of the contest, right? So he's gonna feel me as he's shooting, sprinting right towards him. But then most importantly, you got to avoid everything. And the players now, the really good ones, are so good at making it look like they got fouled, and the referees do not know how to call it. So when you land, you know, that's why we always say we go right to right with our contest, so that there's a little bit less across the body, right? If I go right to right here, I can easily get by him. If he was a left-handed player, pretend like you're a left-handed player, I would go left to left and go this way. Boom, okay? Now, let's try that same, go over there for me. Now right to right is a little bit more of a challenge because I'm coming across his body, right? But you gotta find an angle where I'm going towards him and I'm veering off at the end so that I'm not even giving that referee who doesn't know how to call this foul any chance to think that that guy kicked his legs out or I kicked him or any of that, right? Because they're really good at this one. You know, so you've got to anticipate that where he shoots the ball is not where he's landing. And it's certainly not where his leg's going to while he's in the air for some of these guys. Yeah?
How do you guide this with a fake, but you have the no middle philosophy?
Yeah, right. So yeah, exactly. This is gray area 101, right? If I was closing out, I would close out, no middle, no blow by, and if he shot, I would react, okay? If I'm hung up here and he's already going into his shooting motion, it's a shot contest now. And I know that's a split-second decision that happens, but when you're playing, I want this guy to dribble. If he's lining up to shoot, I want him to dribble. If he's lining up to dribble, I probably want him to shoot. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell where a player's lining up to shoot, and maybe he's faking you, and that's all right. You know why? Because I'm going to keep playing as soon as I land. And I'm going to get back into play, and I'm going to have a guy in his eagle right here, or a guy in his eagle right there to help me, in case, right? But I think if you feel like you're on time and you don't have to jump at him, you don't have to jump at him, right? And then you can react if he does shoot with your right to right. Yeah?
I don't shoot for the low hands ball pressure, but if I remember, we was also playing with the elbow, right? Elbow ball pressure.
On the dribble, not so much stationary. Yeah, stationary is like, yeah, that's opening up a can of worms. On the dribble, drive right for me. You can get away with that a little bit, you know, but I think that's one of those things that players, if you encourage hands in, they get really handsy, you know, or they just, you know, they don't have a feel for what's going to get called and what's not. If you encourage hands back and chesting, maybe they keep one of their hand, like someone did earlier too, right? He kept his one hand in kinda, and it wasn't a foul, and it wasn't perfect technique either, but it was still like, you know, guiding a little bit here and then getting your hands off. But I try to teach to keep your hands off or show your hands quickly. A lot of guys don't do it. I mean, some guys have like great hands, fast hands, or they know when they can just kind of, you know, do one of those and try to get away with it type of thing. But in terms of teaching technique, like I think that's better than riding with that for me. But you might get, if you got smart guys, they'll get away with those. So, you know, it just depends. So that's shot contest on the perimeter, right? Next, I want to talk about shot contest at the rim. And there's a lot of basketball players that are really good at making it look like they're contesting at the rim, but they're just kind of getting out of the way. You know what I mean? You're laughing. You used to be one of them, didn't you? And so I want to talk a little bit about rule of verticality. All right? So verticality is, you know, as the players advance and stuff, basically you're entitled to your space where you are infinitely up through this tube, right? You're entitled to all of this, okay? So when a player's driving, what you want to do is you want to jump without moving from side to side or forward and back. So the referees call it point A to point A. If they see point A to point B, that's an indicator for them to call a foul. So like this, you know, they'll call a foul on that one, right? But I always teach it like, think about getting back to take a charge. You wouldn't do that here, but when you get to take a charge, you want to get to a spot and show that that's your spot. Same thing when you're going vertical. I want to get back to a spot, and I want to jump straight up and down so I can land in basically the same area. The other thing that they're looking for is that you're taking the contact with the chest. Come up here for me. So if he goes, you don't have to jump, if he goes to jump and I kind of go like this to him, that's an indicator that I'm not there for the referees, right? But if I go and I kind of go like this and I get it more to my chest and I've shown it to the chest, the contact's there, that's one that they'll let go a little bit. I've always been told your hands come forward on contact. That's just natural, right? I've always been told that they'll allow a little bit of contact when your hands come forward. So if you hit me in the chest and you try to lay it up, you know, that's kind of like referee's discretion, gray area, which I hate to leave it to. So I always teach my players, when you go vertical, put your hands back like you're going to touch the bottom of the rim, because then it allows you some room to come forward and not contact and not put it in the hands of the referees, because you're showing, you know, great technique and great verticality at the rim. So those are the 3 points I always teach when you're contesting at the rim is 1, jump straight up and down, A to A. 2, try to get the contact with your chest. And then 3, jump with your hands back so that you give yourself some room to come forward without fouling, because those sometimes do get called. So what I want to do right now is, you're going to start on defense for me right there. And can you get that, Ishmael, can you get that ball behind you for me? Good. Do you want to step in on offense right here? So just a quick, you can be right at that notch right there. And if I can get someone, do you want to step in right here? So just a quick little verticality drill. So think about what I just said, right? Jumping straight up and down, chest, hands back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the ball. Yeah, you're just stepping in, and what I want you to do is just put the ball in his chest gently. Yep, just put it in his chest gently. Good. And then you're going to land, and I'm going to throw the ball here, and you got another one. Exactly. Make sense? Okay. You good? Just put it in his chest just like that, okay? All right. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Good. Good. So I want you to step in and like jump. Jump like you're going to score, and then just in his chest, okay? One more time. Okay, here we go. Good. Good, good, okay. You're off. You can go to defense. You stay there. We get one more on offense here. Good. Okay, ready? Okay, here we go. Good. Slide, second one. Good. So I want the offensive players to jump. Okay? Does that make sense? And you're timing it to when he's jumping. I'll be on offense for a second. If I'm here and you jump, I'm not jumping. I'm waiting for you to land, and then I'm coming through you, and I'm going to get an and one, right? So you want to time it up a little bit. I know you're doing the drill. It's good, okay? So jump, ball in the chest, okay, when he comes over. Okay, here we go. Good. Here we go. Good. Awesome. Let's get one more example here. One more example. Do you want to come in? Yep. Come on in. You can go off. Ishmael, you want to go and do ball in the chest one time? Okay. So jump. Good. Second one. Good. Yeah. And the reason I like this is that like you build a little bit of a habit of like I land and I got to keep playing, which is how you want your players to be. Okay. Now we're going to do another one. You're going to be on offense for me here. Ishmael, you're going to be on defense right here. Everyone else behind Ishmael at the nail. Okay, I call this the Kyle Lowry special. And this is the transition vertical. We're going to go with a little bit of speed here, okay? So what's going to happen is I'm going to flip the ball. You're going one dribble this time. And your responsibility is to sprint back and get in front of the ball, okay? Jogging back and going to the side of the ball is going to be a foul or a layup or both, okay? So your responsibility, and I say it's Kyle because he was so awesome at this, is start a step higher, like kind of this way a little bit. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I'm behind the ball. My goal is to get in front of it and establish my position before I go up. And you don't want to be here when you go up because you're not really preventing anything. You probably don't want to be here when you go up because you just contest that if he shoots like that. Do you have any questions? Okay. You're doing the same thing, just ball in the chest, very gentle. Okay. Ready to go? Okay, here we go. Not bad. Good. Next one up. You go again on offense. You're doing great. Ready? Here we go. That's a good sprint. That's a good sprint. Awesome. Ball in the chest. Try to do ball in the chest if you can. It's not bad what you're doing. You good? Here we go. Sprint. One dribble. Good. Awesome. These are like transition situations, you know, like kind of like broken plays sometimes, that type of thing. But I've been talking for 15 minutes at least now about our third pillar, shot contest, right? And we were big on getting every shot contested was our goal to some degree. And not giving up on a play in transition because you're half a step behind the guy with the ball, you're going to move faster than him because he's dribbling. And if you sprint, you can definitely get in front and alter this. And if you do it the right way, you'd be amazed how many misses you force on that. Okay? Any questions on shot contesting? Yeah.
How far, because that's a lot of times I tell my kids, if you go to the basket, just let the layup and pick it up and go.
Yeah.
How far, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, so.
You can do that in a cheat call like this.
Yeah, right. I wish I could bring a ruler out here and tell it, you know what I mean? But like,
You do it pretty much at the
yeah. Well, if he's, hold that for me. Come on in here, just here. If he's here, I'm probably more just doing one of those. Or like close. Say that?
Because you're tall already, so.
Yeah, but you know what? Even if you're 6'1", you know, you can go and affect shots by bigger guys just by doing that. I really do believe that. Now, if you're late, it might just have to be like late. It might just have to be one of those where you're trying to get, like you're almost going to get the ball, but you're probably not.
So this one is more, if you know you want to get there, do it.
Well,
If you're not sure,
you have the chance to get there if you sprint, I think is the big thing. Is I'm not giving up on this play just because he's a little bit ahead of me. I'm sprinting back and I'm trying to get vertical and trying to go straight up and down as much as possible. That is less of a half court scenario, more of a transition or like a 3-on-2 or something like that. That's more of it. But when they're in close like this, it is tough to like say, always do it this way or always do it that way.
A lot of times, like, I understand what you said about transition.
Yeah.
Kind of a one-on-one.
Yeah.
But if the guy does a fly-by shooter and he's driving,
Yeah.
and helping,
Yeah.
then when
Yeah. So that's kind of like the same thought process as what I've talked about on the perimeter. It's like, am I early or am I late? Right? If you're driving to the rim and I'm already here, I don't need to get off my feet. You know, I can just do that. I can take the charge or I can slide with him if he tries to Euro me or whatever. But if he's got a foot in the paint, I probably got to start getting to that launch pad because he's going to go up once he gets, and it depends on the age too. Like there's so many variables, but
But I just want to
yeah.
because sometimes most of the time I feel my kids just let it score.
Right. I hate to say let it score. Yeah, I hate to say let it score. Yeah. And the other thing, yeah, if you have fouls to give and that, you know, like if you can teach about fouls to give a little bit, then that's great. Being at the Olympics and the World Cup last year, the use of the Euro foul, it's like those teams are so good at it. It's unbelievable. Like I really appreciated like how good they got at that. So that's like part of your coaching, but I hate saying give them the basket. Try to give, try to at the very least have your hands up and minimize contact, if you're late. What time we at? All right, the last one. I didn't talk about transition defense, but ball pressure, shot contest. Ball pressure, gaps with length, eagle, shot contest. And then we always called it crack and pursue or tag and pursue, and that's your rebounding. Yeah? 5 minutes? Okay. I'll talk real quickly about rebounding, and then we'll have a little bit of a break, and then we'll regroup. So let's get, do you want to go just down into by the J on that baseline there? And you're going to come here for me. I'll take the ball. So technique-wise, there's, two different ones that I think are two different areas of the floor that you need to think about on rebounding. One is when you're in the paint or you're down low. You can take a step closer, actually. So here, I like to think of two different steps that I have to take to execute my rebound well when I'm in the paint. One is to find and freeze. All right, so my first thing is, if you're going for a rebound, is to find his body high and try to freeze him with my arm bar. Okay, so finding where he is important because I might not be looking at him always, but if I can find him and freeze him and slow his momentum, then I'm halfway there. And then the second one is to hip, right? So it's find and freeze, and they kind of happen like that. Find and freeze and then hip, and if I've stopped him or seriously slowed him up high, when I come in with my hip, you have the chance to really drive him back or just totally nullify his ability to move. So that's how I kind of teach like the interior rebounding is like find and freeze with the first one and then get in with the hip on the second one. And then obviously, locate the ball and get your hands up. Once your hands are on him, once you feel like you've frozen him and you've hipped him, now you got to get your hands up because that thing could be coming off pretty fast to you. So that's the first thing. So you want to do a couple technique ones on that. I'm not even going to shoot it. I'm just going to pump fake basically. You're going to crash when I pump fake. You're going to find and freeze and then hip. Okay, ready? Go. Good, not bad. Good, exactly. Good, flip it around. Same two guys, flip it around. Yep. Good, but I think you're like, in a game situation, you want to find them fast and get like your head towards the rim a little bit. That's why I want to find him. Because if I can find him with my hand, I can find the ball with my eyes. I don't want to find him with my eyes, right? You have to at first, but then you want to find the ball and see where it's going, get a read on it. The sooner you can look up, the sooner you can get a read on where it might be going. You want to go one more time? Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Ready? And? Good. That was better. Okay. Now, let's move the same two guys out to the perimeter. And this is where we kind of coined the phrase crack and pursue. You're going to guard, just be in your gap. Perfect. So the shot goes up. Your first job is to crack them. right? And these guys are really good at, getting around, and offensive rebounding has become a bigger part of the game probably in the last 5 years or so, I would say. So the first thing is try to crack him so that he doesn't have any chance to make any momentum to the rim. If he gets back, you got different responsibilities. We're going to talk about that later on. But the first thing is to find him, and then pursue is an increasingly important part of rebounding because there's so many more threes being shot. There's so many more rebounds flying all over the gym, right? So what I'm going to do is everyone go on the baseline down there, and we'll rotate a couple times through this. Last thing before the break. Okay, so I'm going to be the shooter over here. When I say go, you're going to go crack them. I'm going to fire it off the backboard, and you're going to go pursue it no matter where it goes in the gym. If it goes into the third row, you're going to go get it, okay? All right? You're just taking 2 steps towards the rim, okay? Like you're going to go get an offensive rebound. Okay, ready? Go. Go. Good. You're on the gap now. You're on the offensive player. Yep. And you trace it and you bring it back to me. Ready? Go. Crack him. Pursue it. Go. Pursue it. Good. 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 Yep. In your gap. Next shooter. Good. Pretend you're going for a rebound, okay? Ready? Go. Good. Go. Go get it. Nice. Good. Next one up. Good. Start in your gap. Crash. Crash. Go get him. Go get him. Good. Pursue it. Pursue it. Pursue it. Where's it going? Where's it going? Good. Almost missed. Good. Couple more of this. Ready? Go. Go. Go find it. Go find it. Go get it. Yes. It should in this drill, it should never bounce twice. Ready? Here we go. Crack him. Crash. 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 Good. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Nice. Good. 2 more. 2 more. No, 4 more. We'll get everyone one time through. Ready? Crash. Crash. Go get it. Go get it. Good. Good-ish. Ready? Crack him. Crack him. Good. Go get it. Go get it. Come on, chase it down. Chase it down. Nice. No second dribble. Good. We got 2 more. Ready-ish? Ready? Here we go. Crash. Crash. Good. Go get it. Go get it. Last one. No, 2 more. I lied. 2 more. Ready? Crash. Go find him. Crack it. Go get it. Go get it. Hey, even better. No bounces. Even better. That's pursuing the basketball. That was beautiful. Last one. Last one. Ready? Go. Hey! Good. Thank you, guys. We're going to take 15 minutes. 15? Yeah, 15 minutes. Stretch our legs. Find the coffee. Enjoy. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. I was like 5 minutes in, and then I looked and I saw you.